everybody. Hey,
Hi,
everybody.
guys.
How you guys
What's
doing today?
happening?
What's going on? Everyone all right?
I'm not going to look at the TV.
Yeah,
What for?
we like to look at the TV. What time is it? It's 5:59.
Yeah.
5:59
All right.
and 59 seconds. Well, we were just sitting here talking about recovery, man,
Yeah.
and right, Shane?
Yeah.
Don't start getting weird and stuff.
Oh, I'm just getting
we're
a little
live.
shy. You know how it is.
Every week, Shane,
Jeez.
because we're on like a live Zoom meeting, he
Yeah.
starts getting a little weird
Start to
and
get
shy.
sweaty.
He's like,
Start to get
what do I do?
sweaty.
What do I do?
Yeah.
How do I do this? It's like a regular podcast. Will you close the door when you have a chance, Michelangelo? And Shane, will you double check the air conditioner just real quick? Mic check.
I'm going to do this a lot also.
You just have to make sure the mic is like close to
In my face.
in your face. I put my chin on it most of the time
Right.
when I'm talking.
These are really nice mics.
Yeah.
You can really hear my voice.
You can really change your voice too, because like however you sound, I can sound really high.
Yeah.
These
The mic is an instrument in itself, you know.
these microphones, not these exact ones. Can everybody hear us?
Hello. Hello.
We got 5 in the chat. What's going on down there?
Hello.
Thumbs up if you can hear us. All right. Somebody gave us a peace sign, but I don't think that's actually a person.
What's up, Nick?
All right. We can hear you. Thank you.
Yes.
Anyways, guys, it's 6 o'clock. I missed y'all last week. I don't know what you guys were doing. I
Happy
know it was
July 4th.
It was 4th of July.
Fourth.
My family was all gone watching fireworks down in San Diego. I had another child in Michigan, and my oldest, I have no idea what she was doing, but I was just chilling at home alone. I went to bed about
7:30.
7:45.
You are an old fucker.
Yeah, me and my dog Teddy.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, we went to bed at
Does Teddy snore?
7:40. He does. So, yeah, Teddy started snoring, man.
Funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
God.
So I went to
yeah.
bed, and then bam, like around like 9, it just started blowing up outside for like an hour.
Really?
Yeah, it was gnarly.
I
but-
didn't hear one firework.
So,
Oh my
anyways, I
God.
missed you guys on on 4th of July.
They were crazy.
Hopefully our normal crowd
Show up.
will show back up because we missed a week. But either way, I'm grateful, man.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to be back in the meeting.
Yeah. Behind the mic.
Behind the mic.
Yeah.
I love this Recover Out Loud stuff. I love having you all come onto the Zoom and Recover Out Loud with us. The Recover Out Loud, I say this all the time, it's a movement. So if you are on Zoom, this just need to let you know that it is also streamed live on YouTube. So this is not an anonymous program.
Opposite of anonymous.
Yeah.
Yes. All are welcome, though. I also want to really point that out. Family members,
Crazy
of loved
people
ones.
too. Crazy people.
Yeah, I mean, all are welcome. You know, if you're too crazy, we might have to push the mute button
That's
on
fine.
the Zoom. But
Yeah,
that's just the way it's gonna be.
Yep.
But all are welcome. You know, this is a movement and a meeting for everybody that's involved. Whether you lost somebody, whether you're in recovery or not in recovery, whether you're a loved one of somebody who's currently struggling, a loved one of somebody who's already clean and sober,
Yeah.
you're welcome to come and share your experience, strength, and hope, and or share your pain.
Yeah.
Because that's the one common thing that brings us all together, right? Is we all know what it feels like to hurt. And like, I know what it feels like to hurt, and then I know what it feels like to stick something in my body to stop hurting, which in turn makes us hurt more. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Like, we just prolong the pain every time we stick junk in our body. You know, I say this on the normal podcast all the time. I say, it's easier to walk through pain than to just sit in your pain.
Yeah.
You know, but I sat in my pain for so long before I realized that simple fact. And that's what I want people to know is that you can actually stop sitting in it and walk through it. And it's actually
And
easier.
call us. We'll be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So anyways, welcome. I see a lot of people I know. So I'm glad that y'all are here. Hi. We have a special guest tonight. Some of y'all might know him.
Yeah.
Dan. Dan from where you work at?
Spur Branch.
Spur Branch.
Spur Branch.
Yeah. Dan's going to tell his story for like 20, 25 minutes. We got a little timer. And then I just want to remind everybody when we do share, I'll look at it depending on how many people show up, if it, you know, depends. But typically 3 to 5 minutes. And then you'll hear this little, what is it? That one? Not that one. You forget which one it was? We'll go with the first
I like
one.
that one.
Yeah, that one. That's always a good ending, right? You're like, woo, yeah, great share, and then we'll do that. We'll do that with them. So
track.
you guys will all yell "great share" behind your Zoom mics. I'm trying to make it a little bit more fun, and plus, I just want you guys to know that, like, for the first 3 weeks that we've done this, I think this might be our 4th or 5th week. I was really nervous every time I got on the mic.
Feeling a little better now?
Oh, I'm not nervous at
Oh,
all. That's why
natural?
I'm just talking.
Yeah.
Plus, I had I went to McDonald's. McDonald's and I had a Royale with cheese,
Nice.
AKA a quarter pounder with cheese.
My favorite.
Yeah, right before this meeting. So I'm feeling pretty good, you know. It's kind of funny now because food is the thing that fucks me up these days.
Oh man.
Don't give me any cheesecake, man. You guys won't shut. I won't shut up.
I don't want to talk about
Some
that.
good cheesecake. All right, well here we go. We got Dan. I'm gonna turn the mic over to Dan.
Dan.
So everybody, welcome.
It's a fireman's name. Dan.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hey, Dan. Where you been? I'm fighting fires this week. Fucking fighting fires. How you?
Big Dan.
Dan.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Fighting fires over at Spur Branch.
That is true though.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
facts
right?
right there.
Yeah.
Right?
Where is Spur Branch House? They should all be up on this meeting right
Man,
here.
right?
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't know
gonna
if you
text
know
Cliff.
about it.
I'm
Text old
texting
Cliffy.
Cliff. I'll text Cliff while
Uh,
you're sharing.
Yeah. It gets live over there. Sometimes every once in a while, but man, thank you guys for having me on here. It's awesome. Let's see. Where do I begin? I guess my story is I always think my story is kind of you know, it is what it is. My story is what it is, you know, and I like what you're talking about. You know, we all know how to hurt. We all know how to be in pain, you know, but to walk through that, you know, a lot of my story is, you know, being scared to do that, you know, not wanting to walk through that pain or being very comfortable in it, you know, don't want to walk through it. I'd just rather sit in my pain. So I started drinking, you know, when I was in college, around 18, 19 years old, and you know, regular thing. Started drinking weed, progressing to other things, you know, but really I just kind of want to focus on the last 5 or 6 years when I was out there, when I started shooting meth, you know, and that got real gnarly. Took me to a real crazy place, you know. Man, I can't even explain, you know, how bad that gets. But you know, I lost some friends from overdoses. You know, the last 10 years I was out there was just real bad. You know, lots of people dying, lots of losing everything. You know, and then I started to try to get clean somewhere around 2016, and came out here to Laguna Beach, and my son's mom and I drove our 2001 Avalanche out here to Laguna Beach, and what was supposed to take $300 and 2 days took us around $2,000 and 7 days and around 7 grams of meth, to get out here per the casinos and whatnot. And got out here and it didn't work out, relapsed on the 31st day, tried again the next year, relapsed on 72nd day, and we'd be out there for the rest of the year, and then try again the next year, and kept trying, and then every time we'd go back to Oklahoma, and that's where I'm from, Oklahoma, and small town called Bartlesville. We'd go back and so ingrained, so wrapped up in being codependent with each other, and codependent on drugs and the lifestyle, selling them, using them, everything that, stealing everything that wasn't nailed down, to just because that's what you do as a tweaker, I guess, but it was just so ingrained in us, and we didn't really know any other. It's not how I was raised, but I didn't really at the time, wasn't really trying to find any other lifestyle, I guess, and so that went on for several years, and then this last 2 years ago, I guess, or June of 21, I came out to California one last time to try to get clean. She was already out here. She had been out here for about 3 months, and I'm real emotional, and she's playing on me. She was trying to get me to come out here, and I didn't really want anything to do with it. I didn't really want sobriety. I didn't want anything to do with it. I've done it before. I think I had like 6 months before, and I didn't really care. It sucked. Fuck that. I don't know if we can say that here.
Yeah, you can say fuck.
Can we?
Yeah.
Well, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, I didn't want anything to do with sobriety. It sucked. I didn't want to get sick again, Didn't want to do it, but she was begging. She was, come out and get clean. Come on, and bring my dog. It's like, all right. So here we are, me, 350-pound dude and a 100-pound dog, get on this Airbus, and come out to California to try it again. Here we go again, and I even brought dope out with me. Put it in my facial scrub in my suitcase, and then and shipped it out here.
Nice.
Not smart. And and got out here and immediately went for the facial scrub, and I had this Xanax bar, which in retrospect I'm pretty sure was a pressed fentanyl pill, because I was not doing well after I ate that whole thing. But got out here, ate a bunch of dope, ate a pill, and decided to try it again, and of course I was with her, and I'm not blaming her for anything, it's all on me, but it just wasn't working out again. We just this wasn't gonna happen. So 40 days into it, a juggalo from Lake Elsinore, comes in to the treatment center. He's got about a quarter pound of meth, and I decided that everyone else was miserable and high, and I was going to be that way too, because you're not going to leave me out in the dark, to be sober by myself. That's not happening. That's not what Dan does. And so he railed me out some lines, and I took them, and I had what I would call an Adam and Eve moment, where I was instantly, fig leaf is gone. It's instant chaos all around me. I'm naked out in public. I'm like, oh my God, this sucks.
Yeah.
I'm in a treatment center. I'm so high. I'm trying to chew my ear off. I'm trying to fold my socks. I look real weird, real sweaty, you know, and you know, and that was my moment. You know, that relapse was my moment where God kind of gave me this opportunity to. Well, first I cheated on my drug test or whatever, you know, and they said, hey, you can either go home, we'll fly you home, or you can go to this other treatment center and try it again. And I think that was my moment of surrender, as it were. You know, I knew what was on. I didn't know what was down that road. I didn't know what was down the road of getting clean. I have no idea what that road entails, but I knew very well what was at the end of the, you know, I had a meth bong in my closet, you know, ready to go for whenever I got home, just to keep it rolling, you know. And I knew what was at the end of that road, and I just had a white lightning moment of clarity, and I said, send me to the other place, and you know, and that's when I somewhere around the third or fourth week, you know, I realized I was done. I was done. That was it. You know, and then almost in that same instance, I started to get blessings. You know, life started to get kind of eerily good. You know, 3 months into treatment center, you know, I realized that wasn't enough time, and so I went to another place called 449, and I was able to get even a little more clarity there. You know, treatment centers may not be for everybody, but it was definitely what I needed in my life, you know, and just the level of cares that I went through was it just happened to, everything just kind of fell into place, I guess, you know, right after as soon as I decided I was done and it was over, and, you know, surrender, whatever you want to call it, acceptance, you know, and then, so I got to the other place, and then on the last day, I was in line at the barbecue that they have every Friday, and they said, what's your plans now? And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to go home, and, you know, and I don't know what. And I was like, you know, if there's some miracle of God where there's a job that will house me, feed me, and pay me, you know, by God, I will stay in California and stay sober. And Sedona said, give me 1 minute.
Damn, miracles happen.
Fuck,
man.
right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
She came back.
I know Sedona.
Sedona came back, and Sedona, daggum, will save my life, man.
Yeah.
And she came back and said, I got you an interview with Tommy Sullivan. I was like, oh, my
I know
God.
that guy.
Yeah. And I rolled over here. I looked Tommy dead in his eye, and I was like, I have a plane ticket for home tomorrow. I will be back in 4 days. You know, knowing full well I didn't have a plane ticket back, you know, and I was lying right to his face, you know. And he's like, well, all right, well, you've got the job, so, you know, see you on Monday. I was like, okay, see you Monday, you know, and I went home, and baby mama did not pick me up from the airport. That was horrible. It was a blizzard. I got the only Uber driving in Tulsa, Oklahoma, back to my small town, you know. And then the next day, I was picked up by her to go see my son, and she was real high on meth, huffing air duster, yelling at me, you know. And I was like, oh no, this is not it. I'm getting high tomorrow, you know. And I called my people back here, from some people from 449, and they got me a plane ticket back out here. And when I tell you, I stepped out into the air in John Wayne Airport, you know, and got picked up by my sponsor, you know. I don't know if you've ever physically felt yourself level up, you know. It was pretty amazing.
Good for you.
You know, and then I came out here and landed in the front office here with all my stuff, and I was like, "Where do you want me, Tommy?" And took me to Nellie Gale and started working over there. And then I leveled up again. Shout out Cliff. Got to start working over at Cliff's house, you know, and that's been really cool, man. He's the man, you know. He's the Jedi house manager, you know. So I'm the young Padawan in there.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up here, man. And on August 1st, I'll have 2 years. So.
Nice. What do you do to stay sober now?
I have sponsees. I do my meetings, you know, and sponsees is a big part of it.
Yeah.
You know, I went through the steps, and then, you know, and then now I take other guys through the steps, and you know, that's what keeps me grounded a lot of times, you know.
Yeah. I think that's the most important part is service work. You know, and whether it's 12-step service work or just service work in general, but giving back to the community and helping people, it really helps you help yourself. People don't realize that helping other people, like genuinely doing it, though, you have to genuinely want to help somebody, and you end up helping yourself more than you help the other person.
They talk about you know, go to any lengths, you know, to stay sober, and at first it was, you know, okay, I'll go to California, or, you know, I will go, you know, for any lengths for me, you know, to stay sober. But now it's me driving out to Huntington Beach, you know, or going wherever, you know. If a sponsee's out there, I go out there, you know. That's any lengths for me, you know. Now,
Yeah.
Any chance to help someone, any AA request, or, you know, whatever.
Even a recover out loud
Recover
request,
out loud
request.
request.
Like I heard you were like napping and stuff.
I was.
Yeah.
It's a heavy nap.
Yeah, heavy nap.
Cliff said, "Hey, you're gonna do your debut."
Yeah.
All right, man. That's it.
Yep, that's it.
Let's do it.
A great story.
Yeah.
Fuck. I
So
never took him as a shooter.
Huh? No,
I never took him as a shooter,
I know. That's
bro.
exactly where I was going right now.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
about to talk about him shooting
Yeah,
meth.
I can't, you know. Yeah.
You shot meth?
I did. I was a shooter for like 5 or 6 years.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And then all my veins blew out. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Did you ever work for the CIA?
I did. No. See, I was
FBI?
That was level 1
Oh, okay.
shit for me.
All
That
right.
was because I had been on meth for so long. That was like level 1.
Like you've heard my stories,
oh
right?
yeah.
Okay.
No, I totally relate. To your
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
I was a security guard, right? I was a security guard. I was Paul Blart meth cop, you know.
Oh.
I was from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. I had flashlights like you wouldn't even believe, you know, driving around in a little black car.
Yeah.
Just me and the cops out there. I'm listening to the scanner.
Yeah.
So, and I'd hear people call the cops on themselves all night long, you know. There's 2, you know, people at a hotel room in Bartlesville, Oklahoma.
I never did
have
that.
2 FBI vehicles outside there. You know, FBI doesn't care about you, bro.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
a tweaker in a horrible motel in Bartlesville, you know. And but yeah, I never personally got to work for the CIA.
No,
but-
that sucks.
yeah.
Yeah. I got pretty deep in with the CIA for a while. I mean, it was a good couple, you know. I did some tours of duty for the CIA, man. Like deep tours of, yeah, like you know my son Cooper, right? Yeah, well he had like a bunch of Nerf guns, man, and I was one of the only people that could turn Nerf guns into laser guns.
Oh,
So,
snap.
Yeah, I mean, you can see why I worked for the CIA. They
Yeah.
needed me.
Absolutely.
You know, they needed somebody who could turn. And I
Yeah,
hated the
for the
FBI because they were always the ones trying to, you know,
Oh.
stop my missions because they knew I was
Right.
off book CIA.
See, I felt closer to the FBI than the CIA.
Yeah.
The
I remember
LA
one time I was so fucking high, and then I took some. I'd been up for days, and then I took some cough medicine with codeine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and all of a sudden the FBI had morphed into my parents.
Oh wow!
And so I had some Nerf guns.
Shooting your parents. Yeah, you told me.
Yeah,
Shooting your dad.
I was shooting my parents
Yeah.
with the Nerf guns.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
It's not, man. If y'all know my parents, that's some fucked up shit, man. It's not cool at all.
Oh my god!
And my mom's listening to this right
oh, for
now, and she
sure.
knows the exact day that I'm talking about too. Just so y'all know, Penny is listening to this right now.
No.
Yeah, she texted me a little while ago. She was like, "I can't hear the YouTube," and I was like, and then she texted me back, "Oh, it's working now." So hopefully
Nice.
she.
Good.
I will tell you that night that I shot
Shot your
them with the.
parents?
Yes, I got arrested.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, they.
I called the cops on myself one time. I was also a night security guard at the mall.
At the mall. Huh? Nice. You were just out chilling in front of the mall, just working the
Dude,
the mall.
I'd go into
Nighttime?
the mall. I would go into the mall from midnight to 8 a.m.
Mm.
I'd do my rounds. You know, I was so high.
Were you? How much did you get paid for that?
Like $10 an hour. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing, but I could get so high and just dan. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucking
All
awesome.
over
So
the
he's in the
mall,
mall
bro.
in all the stores, stoned
And
out of
it's
his
like-
head.
Yeah.
You guys hearing this shit?
I'm just like
I mean, it's
tweaked
kinda
out,
funny,
You
bro.
know, he was
And
Paul
so-
Bart, Paul Mall Cop,
Paul
the real
Blart meth cop, bro.
meth cop,
And,
man. That same story.
the
How
mall.
he slides in, you know.
every hour.
Did
I
you
gotta-
have one of those fucking?
No, I did not have a Segway, but I had hella flashlights. You know what I'm saying? I had flashlights. I had the badge. I was obsessed with this, with those claw machines.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I
They-
love those
They
fuckers.
had one at the mall that had like an iPhone and like a Galaxy, whatever. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I'm going to rob this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to rob this whole thing.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm just dancing around the mall, you know. and
dancing
That's
around.
fucking
I'm
hilarious.
just like fucking, just doing it, touching the little magnet spots that I gotta beep. And just thinking this is great,
It actually
And-
is great.
and I'm watching the cameras, right? And meth does stuff to your vision. So I'm like, and you're hearing things, and I'm thinking I'm hearing like someone, because there's all these back corridors, behind the
Oh,
shops
man.
and stuff.
This would have been paradise.
Yeah.
for me.
It
Crazy.
was paradise. I'm hearing things, so I'm chasing someone down. I think I see a car,
Yeah.
just for months, just doing this whole thing, just thinking I'm just protecting them, thinking there's wood ninjas, there's ninjas beyond the
Oh, I've seen ninjas before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
the ninjas that live beyond the wood line,
Yeah.
in the dark,
Yeah.
And so one time, I think I may have rewound the video camera, and I'm watching myself run through the mall on the camera.
Thinking it was
Okay.
someone else.
Thinking it was
And I'm
live. Thinking it was
And
live.
yeah, thinking it was live.
And you're like,
I
there's somebody.
I'm like, oh, there's this motherfucker. And so I'm out there, you know what I'm saying? And I'm hearing doors close, thinking I'm right on his tail, thinking I've almost got him. It's like, don't come back here, motherfucker. And I'm hearing doors slam, and then all of a sudden, and I break out this back door, and there's a car going, and I'm thinking it's this whole thing, but then I think he's still in the mall. Okay. And then there's this saying, about security guards that say, if you see something, say something.
Oh God.
Don't do that.
Oh
Not when you're a
God.
tweaker.
No, you're a
Because you
tweaker.
see a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
You know
Oh
what I'm saying?
shit.
Don't.
Don't
you
say
see
anything
something, say
about
something.
what you see, because you see too much. And if you see something, say something. I'm outside of the front door, and I see that the Dillard's lights are on now. I'm like, they weren't on before, were they? And I'm thinking to myself, if something's gonna happen now. Right about that time, I hear this bang off in the distance, and I'm not putting two and two together that it was around the 4th of July. I don't know why. In retrospect, I don't know why, but I have this phone in my pocket, and it just goes right to the police, and I just break out the phone, and I don't know why, but I told them that someone was shooting at me, and I didn't really realize what I had done until I heard it over the scanner. Washington Park Mall, security guard, someone's shooting at him. I was like, Oh, damn it, son. What have you done? They come
Yeah.
in 6 cars hot, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Not
yeah,
good.
no, just kidding, guys.
Just kidding. I was just kidding.
Dude,
They were not happy.
they were not happy.
They were not happy.
No.
They're looking at me like, wow, bro, wow.
Yeah.
And then I went home and I looked at myself in the mirror like, wow.
You know how many people have gotten arrested for calling the cops
Yeah.
on themselves
Yeah.
before?
Lots.
Yeah, like somebody's breaking into my truck. They're looking out of their, they're peeping out of their blinds, and they're like, "Somebody's breaking into my truck." They call the cops, and there's like, there's nobody there. The cops knock on the door,
Yeah,
and you're
let
like
'em in.
fucking high on
Let
that.
'em in.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I'm gonna tell one embarrassing story, and then we should open it up to the Zoom people. It's just one really embarrassing story because chasing people around reminded me of something. And in my first marriage, I was in the midst of a really bad relapse, and my ex-wife was hiding guys in the
Oh,
in the,
God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
in,
God.
the, in the in the attic.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
sometimes in the mattress of the fucking
Oh,
bed.
Yeah.
God.
Like
Oh, yeah.
it was crazy, dude.
Wow,
right?
bro.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Kelly. This isn't. I'm not like putting you on blast. I know you really didn't.
You had to mention the name.
I know you didn't really have people hiding in
Yeah,
that.
that happens for sure.
But yeah, dude. So I finally I was in the attic. I was chasing the guy through the attic, and I
Oh,
finally
shit.
got the guy cornered.
Oh,
in the
shit.
attic. Yeah, I had him cornered, and all of a sudden I see his beady eyes looking at me and his fucking teeth, and he hissed at me, and it's a fucking big ass possum.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
Oh, that is.
Right?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So
You know,
that's
just
that's
just-
one embarrassing
That's a good
story.
one. You were up in the attic?
Oh yeah.
That's fucked up.
I used to live in the attic
Wow.
because there was fucking people up there.
yeah.
Yeah, this was when I was like not working for the CIA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know, that whole that whole time, of like, the realization of how embarrassing that was, and everything really made me hate myself. Like I had a whole lot of shame, about that whole time in my life, I guess. But I don't know. I had heard you say something, some other podcast about, about being a bigger dude and not really, but yeah. A lot of my recovery has been trying to put that, a lot of self-love and
Yeah.
making amends for all that all that business,
Yeah. You really do, But like it's like we don't have to live like that anymore.
Right.
And
That's
like
what I'm
it's
saying.
and I feel like it's okay to talk about these stories and have humor in them and let people laugh and know that you've walked through this pain because
Yeah.
like the shit that I've done, like even to my current wife, she was like in the midst that these people have never they meant this guy,
Yeah.
not the psychotic
Yeah.
fucking
Mhm.
lunatic that thinks he works for the CIA
Yeah.
and the horrible things that I put them through, and I try not to do that today. I try to be a much better, loving, kind human being today.
I can say I'm I'm somewhere around I'm trying to be the exact opposite of that.
Yeah,
of that guy of the mess shooting. I will run over you to get high. Guy that sucked.
Woo! All right. Well, we're opening it up for that. Did you guys hear that? That was that's when you hear that, when you guys are sharing and you hear that, do it again. That means your share is over. So who would like to tell their oh my God, whose picture has got
Whose
the
mem is that?
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
and a
kissing with the,
mannequin, or I don't know what it is, but
That's hilarious.
huh?
Is that Spider-Woman?
Spider
Yeah, it's
Woman,
two spiders.
Spider-Man, and
Two
Spider-Woman.
Two spiders. That's okay.
Do you guys see that picture? All right, you don't have to tell meth stories. You could just talk about your pain, but if you have one, that's funny too. Go ahead and raise your virtual hand.
Yeah. Or we'll just call on you.
Or
Yeah.
we'll just pick on, like Kayla or
Yeah.
Elijah was laughing a
The
lot
con-
lately.
yeah, Elijah.
Elijah was laughing.
Kayla.
a lot.
Elijah
was
was
laughing.
cracking up.
Elijah was
Sarah.
cracking up about something. We don't know. We're gonna find out.
Who's got their virtual hand up? Nobody?
I think Kayla does.
All right, we'll go with Kayla first then. She's right there in the middle. Or unmute. Ask to unmute. Unmute yourself.
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
Can't me.
You're
Why
already-
you know how to pick on me like that?
I don't know, because you were right in the center.
Haven't I been through enough?
No, you haven't. Because I know what you've been through.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah. True. Okay, you got me there, touche.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like recently what I've been through, but my shift started, back in childhood, so far back, a lot of it I repressed and compartmentalized. I didn't remember a lot of it, honestly, till I came here and started going to therapy and working through it. My stuff started as early as I can remember as of now when I was 9 years old. Just being Sicilian, we would have wine on the table since I could remember. And that was just normal. That was just the culture. There was mental, emotional, physical, sexual abuse since 9. All the way up to just recently before I had gotten here, about 2 years before I had gotten here. And it's just been crazy. I can't even decide one to pick out on, but just a lot of pain, so much pain it's been pouring out of me. And that's just the beautiful part of it, though, is you can feel that shit. You can feel that shit too. And that's what I've been really loving the most, is feeling again. It was even to the point where I recently, they have me on so much Prozac that I'm shooting rainbows out my ass, but I asked them to lower it because I wanted to start feeling. I've been numbing everything for so long. Just so I didn't have to remember, I didn't have to feel that, but it's okay to feel that pain, because if you're not going through that, then it's just going to keep piling on top of each other, and then I'm going to explode like I have a couple times before. So when you say pain, I've just been living in pain my whole life. It was just normal. I didn't realize how bad it was until I actually stepped through the doors and decided to go to detox. I could have really just walked away from that opportunity, and I'm so incredibly thankful that I did not. And I've been sticking with it and, continuing to go through this process, because it has been like the ultimate blessing to be able to get my life back and start living, and actually living and working through the pain to get to the other side of that. I'm very excited for what the future holds, and, see what kind of pain we can pull out of me. I might have more for y'all next week or something, but as far as now, yeah, fucking pain, man. I hate it and I love it at the same time, because if it wasn't something that I'd been through, I wouldn't have this attitude that I have now. I couldn't imagine the person I would have been if I didn't go through what I've gone through, and the stuff I not only put on myself, but what, things that were out of my control. And then on top of that, what I added to. So, yeah, I'll come up with something better to say next time if I'm
No,
on
that was
the
beautiful.
spot. I'm
That was
getting all
beautiful.
red and hot and shit.
Wow.
No, that was good.
That was great. Thank you.
Great
Damn.
share.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Thank you.
Very much appreciated.
Yeah, really honest.
Yeah. Since you're our guest.
Is that the lady?
Yeah.
Is that the girl that I see sometimes? Is she here?
What, top?
The one
middle?
that just spoke?
Oh yeah, you see her sometimes.
Yeah, I see her sometimes. Yeah, great person.
Since I'm the guest, I pick, huh?
Unless anybody wants to raise their virtual hand. Usually, there's a whole bunch of virtual hands raised.
Right. Let's see. Sarah, what do you got to say?
Where's Sarah?
There's Sarah. Yeah, that one.
That one?
Yeah.
Right there? All right.
Sarah, she just left not too long ago.
I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to change my name on my phone, so I'm iPhone for today. Yeah, I relate a lot to what Kayla said as far as things starting young. addiction wasn't a thing of mine until the last, I don't know, maybe 3 years. But trying to hide things from childhood, emotional, sexual, you name it, all the abuse possible, finally caught up with me. So I knew for a long time it was fucked up, but I didn't know how to process it or deal with it. So Hope by the Sea definitely helped me with that, especially Frank's FU letters. I've wrote a lot of fuck you letters to a lot of people. And I don't know, I didn't think I'd be homesick for rehab. Like, no, I don't miss rehab, but I miss my people. I've been home for a little over a week now, doing good. I'm on day 41. I have Dan's 1-year coin in my wallet. As a reminder, he gave me that. So I have to make a year. So it's right next to my ID. So if I have any, maybe I can just buy a White Claw. No, you can't, because you have that coin there. I don't have any fun meth stories because that was never my thing. I do have fun stories, but not meth related. But yeah, I'm just grateful for the program and all of you guys. I miss everyone's faces. So when I hopped on here, I was like, oh, look out, like, it's like the homies. But yeah, I just, I'm trying to change my perspective. One of my favorite quotes is, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So instead of finding a reason to be pissy or upset about literally anything, you can switch it to like, oh, well, I get to do all these dishes because I have kids to feed and I have food for groceries and I have a roof over my head to do that. And just trying to be grateful even when that's hard is been helpful for me. So I'm just rambling now, and I'll stop before you start clapping with your nose.
You know what? I like what she said, because the pain. I mean, she overcame that. You know.
Yeah. I like the quote that she said, because it's like what I always say. They all, they sometimes tell you in treatment or in recovery that
just change one thing.
No, that you have to change everything.
Oh, that's right.
But that's not true. Yeah. You actually only have to change one thing.
I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, and if you change that one thing, you could call it perspective. You could call it mindset. You could call it your perception, whatever you want to call it. But if you change that one thing, everything else changes. And I like that, because she was talking about, like, I get to do this meeting tonight. Yeah. I get to wake up in the morning and go to work. Like, I don't have to, but I get to, because I used to not get to go to work, right? Because, I was unemployable. Yeah. I get to be a dad, and I get to be a husband, and I get to be all these things today that I used to not be able to be. A son.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right. Shane, your turn to
next.
Pick.
Me.
Yep.
I'm going to take Jennifer.
Oh, wait, we got 3 hands.
Oh, we got 3 hands. Lordy, Lordy, Lord.
Go, yeah. You got 3 hands. Pick 4. One. Start with the...
4 hands now.
Oh, 4. Start at the first one over here and then go that way.
Yeah, there you go.
That's how we're going to do it. We're going to go that way.
That me?
That's you.
All right. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Dan the man.
Hey, what's happening?
I was so excited to see that you were sharing.
Yeah.
It's cool to hear some of your story. I see you around all the time, and, we work together. Like, everyone is such a close family, but I don't really get to hear everyone's story, so that was cool. Right. Yeah, lots been on my mind lately. It's been a crazy busy week. I had like a mental breakdown because I worked for a week straight on accident and totally like lost it mentally. But I feel much better now. I got a day off and everything's been much better this week. But with the whole Hopeaholics thing growing, I've been thinking a lot about the stigma people still have. And the whole point about recovering out loud, in my opinion, it makes me think of breaking that stigma a lot. Because honestly, it's still something I struggle with. Like before I realized I was an alcoholic, I like looked down on people like us and judged them and thought they were weak. And like I don't really boast about my sobriety on social media. I've always kind of kept that kind of personal online, I should say. But in person, I'm an open book. Like I told my hairdresser about my story the other day, and she was like, "Oh my God, you totally don't look like an alcoholic. Like I never would have guessed." And I'm just like, "What does an alcoholic even look like?" You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of sad that people still have such a strong stigma. Um, so I really want to work on being more open about it on social media and spreading more awareness and um, not being scared to share those things that I'm ashamed of that I did in my addiction, you know, because I've worked through that. And kind of like you were saying, Dan, like you had a lot of hate for yourself, and I did too. And that's what held me back from recovering. And I really had to work through that shit in order to love myself and stay sober. That was like the key. And just sharing those stories that like the traumatic stories or the ones that we're ashamed of, I feel like those are the ones that touch people the most, because those ones are those ones are the ones that'll grab people's attention and be like, oh my God, I thought I was the only one, like maybe there is hope for me, kind of thing. So yeah, I guess I'll probably just be rambling from now, but that's just what's been on my mind and what's been going on. Good time.
Well, thank you for your
That's
shares.
awesome.
Thanks for being open and honest,
Yeah.
and don't ever work a full week straight again, because I need you on my team.
Yeah.
Just so you know, FYI.
Cover out loud.
A little for your information.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always reach out for an extra day off, right, Dan?
That's right. No.
You can always reach out for an extra day of work.
Yeah, that's right. Give them to me.
Oh man! All right. It says AC Gardner. So
That was a good share, though.
That was a great share.
Hi, everyone. I am AC Gardner. I am Paula's fiance. I just have a quick question. I did not understand when you guys were laughing talking about the CIA, FBI working for them. Can you just explain that to me if you don't mind?
Oh yeah, that was a full blown
Psychosis.
meth-induced psychosis. So nobody actually. I never worked for the CIA or the
Right.
FBI.
I never worked for
They thought they did mentally
Yeah.
when they were high.
Yeah.
If once you stay up for about 3 or 4 days on especially intravenous methamphetamines, you go and you don't eat or drink.
You start believing the
Yeah, the insanity that goes
crazy
on and
things.
stuff. Yeah. And the problem is with meth and high doses like that, and not eating or sleeping. What was my point? I totally just like had a
You could turn into.
Oh
a-
no, you
yeah.
start to hear and see things.
Yeah.
You start
the
like
auditory and the visual
Mhm.
hallucinations
yeah
are
are really real.
intense.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and it's hard to differentiate reality from
yeah. And I think that's why they end up, when you're like that, they're very scared to come over because they don't know how violent you
Yeah.
could get. So it is a scary situation.
in recovery. I have found that I had to work through that a lot. I had to work through some paranoia,
Yeah,
and it took me longer than just, the amount of time for the chemicals to be out of my body, longer than that to work through, the other shoe not dropping, like my life is going to turn into a shambles at any time, like to not have that outlook of that's just how it's going to happen, like it took me a long time to, it's like, no, man, it's not going to happen.
no,
Took
It's
a minute.
easy to live in the doom and gloom, bro.
Absolutely.
it is. It's
Yeah.
harder to live in the
Yeah.
in faith and trust that
Yeah.
God's got your
It really
back
is.
and He's going to take care of you.
Yeah.
And that when you're in the middle of weathering a storm, Like I weather storms all the time. Like doing what I do for
Yeah.
a living
Yeah.
is very, very
Anxiety ridden, blow. Let's just call it,
stressful.
stress.
And
The
there's
fuck
lots
out.
of there are a lot of storms, but
Yeah.
I've learned how to realize that when I'm deep in a storm, that means I'm that much closer to what God wants for me.
Mm.
Because when the storms are happening in your life, that's the enemy. That's
Absolutely.
the enemy attacking you, trying to stop you from
Oh, yeah.
getting to where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, and you just can't. You
Yeah.
just have to keep pushing forward, keep moving forward, and the and those storms go away. So there's so many. Every year there's different seasons, right? And every season has a different thing. You know, sometimes it's great. I'm in the middle of a storm right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say
You
that.
know?
You had a big one today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of a storm, but you know what? I just suit up, I show up, and I
right.
trust God that it's gonna be okay.
Absolutely.
Like I trust God that it's gonna be okay. All right, we got let's go with dirt poor unlimited. Oh, is your audio not working? You can't hear us.
Can't hear.
We can hear. We can hear you.
There we go.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes. I said yes. We hear you.
Can you hear me, guys?
We're giving you thumbs up.
How we doing?
Good.
I can't hear you guys. I can't hear you guys.
We can hear you. We're
All
doing
right.
great. Thanks, Gilbert.
Go to Rachel and then Nick.
Hi guys.
Hey there.
Hi, I'm new to the podcast and the meeting. This is my second meeting. And I'm coming from Illinois. It's like almost 9 o'clock at my house, and
Oh man.
like you, I go to bed at like 8, 9 every night now that I'm, clean and sober. And I just wanted to say I can relate a lot to the pain thing. I listened to one of the podcasts earlier last week with the lady that was talking about the eating disorder that she had and how she had to work on some of the other issues besides for the disorder. And I've been clean from heroin and cocaine since 2012, meth since 2013, and I've been sober 5 years this past May.
Yeah, good for
Nice.
you.
And I'm just now going back to clean up those things. I had sexual trauma and a lot of family history of trauma that I'm just now dealing with. And I'm not sure if I agree with Kayla earlier, if I like the pain or not. Like it's a little more difficult. I did a Bible study the other morning on the golden rule, and it talked about the silver rule, which I didn't know about, was how it's the opposite. It told the children of Israel to stay away from evil. And Jesus tells us when faced with evil, we go at it with good. And it occurred to me, not that I'm going bar hopping anytime soon, but my path now is to be an addiction counselor. I just graduated with 2 degrees. I'm going into my bachelor's program. And I'm not going to be able to just avoid that. I'm going to be, my plan is to be where you are now and have at least a sober living facility in my small rural area down here. So people like me have a safe place to come home to. And dealing with all that other stuff and having to walk into the evil now, it's scary for me. So I can definitely relate with the pain thing. I can relate to some of the meth-induced psychosis. Mine was always the shadow people
Yeah.
and people
Yeah.
saying my name. And I've just like, I may have some residual because every now and then I'll be in the house. My husband's at his Krav Maga class. It's just me, the cats, and the dogs. And I'm like, somebody totally just said my name. So I can relate to a little bit of everything tonight. I appreciate it. I like this meeting, and I'm going to keep coming back.
Nice.
Right
Thanks.
on.
a
Nice,
lot.
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. I really like this meeting too.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 more, so let's go ahead. Nick, you got 3 minutes, and then Jennifer.
Hey, Nick.
Hi, my
Nick.
name is Nick. I'm an alcoholic.
Yes,
What's up,
sir.
Nick?
What's up, everyone?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, thank you for having me there earlier today for being on the podcast. Thank
Yeah,
you,
bro.
Absolutely.
thank you. It was awesome. And I can relate to the pain, of just pain, and when I put myself through so much pain, of just of not really, like we're all talking about, not knowing how to deal with it, how to get help with it, and how to do anything. It was like I said, we were just taught just to stuff our pain, just to stuff it, and you just like you never talk about like what went on in the house. You never talked about any of that kind of stuff. You never talked about, and if you did, you talked about it outside. It was like you were gonna hear about it, like, and everything else. So it's like then it just led to you being a people pleaser, and letting you to actually not, like, it was like you wanted to literally put a bullet through your head and just end it all, you know what I mean? And but now, seriously, because it was like we were taught from a long period of time that you had to look perfect. It was like you're never good enough, you're never this, like that. And now these days, now when people try doing that thing, I just go, here you go, I give zero fucks what you think. Bye Felicia, peace. Like I give zero fucks. I'm able to be me. I don't give a flying fuck what people think anymore. And it's just such relief. I'm not walking on eggshells. Obviously, can I still, my tendency to still will that come around? Yeah, but I know when I have the tools how to deal with it. And I don't need to take a drink or a drug anymore for any of that kind of stuff. And it sucks that people still have to live like that now these days. Now I just don't give a shit. And if anyone tries to, like, make you feel like you have to be that way, it's like, yo, like, then that's not really a true relationship. If that's really what, if it's with a friend of yours, or a girl that you're trying to pursue, or anything like that, it's like, no, sorry, like, I can't do that. And if someone tries to, like, it's like, how the Muhammad Ali said, I'm not, like, sorry. Basically, it's like I don't trust someone that's nice to me and rude to the waiter.
Right. Yeah.
So that's it. Thank
Thanks,
you.
bro.
Yeah, I feel like you never want to be rude to the waiter.
No,
I was a
never.
waiter one time. In my early 20s.
A waiter?
I was
A server.
Really?
A server, yeah.
Wow.
Macaroni Grill.
Oh, no, seriously.
way.
The Mac Grill. Yeah, anybody eating at the Mac Grill?
Not
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, hey, Jennifer.
Cotton Patch Cafe.
Huh? Jennifer's up.
Good evening, everybody. I just wanted to say hello, and I don't have a pain thing to talk about that is recent, because things have been pretty good. I'm now at 1,136 days sober, so
Wow.
yay me.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to share with everybody my very first interaction with Chad at Hope by the Sea. There was an episode that had taken place, and there was a guy that was picking fights and stuff like that, and I had left class and I was outside walking around, and this bald man came up to me and he was like, "So what's going on?" And I told him that I was afraid and I thought I was going to get my ass beat next and everything. And Chad walked me around, and we sat in the Mr. Marquez garden, and we sat on the bench and we talked things through. But what was really impressive to me at the time was that Chad said, "I will take care of this situation and you don't have to be afraid." And we stopped in the parking lot and we prayed together for that boy so that he could find peace as well. And that really stuck with me and still does. And I wanted to say, Chad, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure, and I'm super grateful that you're doing so well. How many did you say?
You old-
1,100 and
over
what?
3 years, she's got you old softy, you.
Yeah.
You old fucking
Yeah, that's
softy.
right.
Yeah.
And I
Holy
wanted to say
jeez.
hi to Paula too, because Paula was at Hope by the Sea when I was. So
He's a softy,
There we
isn't
are.
he? He tries to be tough. He walks around. He's a softy. Nice. God, you're a lover, bro.
God bless.
You're a lover. Face it. There's not a bad bone in your fucking body.
There is.
No, there isn't.
There's a couple.
Not like this. Not when you're like this.
Yeah.
Not in this frame
That's
of
so
mind.
awesome.
Yeah, that's a good time, man. That was a good share. That got me going. I want to go another hour now. I'm back.
Oh,
if anyone wants to stay with me, I'm in.
Shane's ready for another hour.
I'm in.
We
I
didn't
want to
even-
start talking. I'm
and
going to tell my fucking
we
story.
didn't even have to give him an energy drink.
No, that was it. That share just a little bit of that love.
I just want you guys to know that like I had to put a kibosh on Shane drinking energy drinks. He was going absolutely berserk.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
whack.
and then I had to hide. Okay, let me show you guys.
No.
Hang on one second.
You hit the gum. You hit the gum on me. I knew you had fucking some gum.
Damn it,
Seen
I
this
can't find
guy.
it. But anyways, I hid this gum because we had this guy.
Work. Work
He's a
gum.
great guy. His name is Cali Muscle.
Yeah.
And he has supplements and stuff, and he also has gum.
Gum.
Seen that
It's
gun.
amazing gum.
Nootropics.
Yeah, but it's got caffeine in
50
it.
migs. 50 migs. Don't need anything in the morning but a stick of gum.
Did you guys see it? Just go back and look at the reels
50
and look at
migs.
Shane's freaking eyes in that reel.
Watch that
It
one.
was you watched that
That's
reel?
a good time.
It was
That's a good
hilarious,
time. And
right?
great share. Great share. Thanks for
Anyways.
sharing that about Chad, because that's what this company is, and that's leadership right there, right from the top, and that's the love that everyone gets right there. And that's it, bro. Fuck, I'm sweating. I love that shit. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, man.
I humbly say thank you.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
And very
God,
much
that's a good
appreciated.
share. That's nice. See?
Yeah, I remember that day.
Fuck.
Yeah. Very
Changed,
vivid.
you changing lives. And
We
she's
got
got
ano-
3.5 years, man.
Jordan, you got your. Oh no, she's clapping for me. Okay, thanks. I mean, I don't know if she's clapping for me. Oh, I know what she's doing. She's clapping because time is up.
Oh, she's.
Is that what's happening, Jordan?
Yeah, this guy's smiling here. Yeah, we're ranting now.
Yeah.
We're on
Anybody?
one.
Does anybody else have a burning desire?
Yeah.
They say that like
Or an
in a
itch.
t- in-
An
in-
itch. Forget the desire. Anyone have an itch?
Yeah, I like that
You
actually.
know?
Because we're not the 12 step.
We're not.
the
We're
12 step
not.
program.
We're not.
I also want to remind people that this Recover Out Loud movement it's a movement. It's a meeting to come to, but it doesn't replace whatever else you
No.
do to stay clean and sober
No.
or better your life.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So don't forget to do those
Yeah.
things. Like if you see a therapist, continue seeing your
Mm.
therapist. If you love 12-step meetings,
Yeah.
continue going to 12-step meetings.
Yeah. And if you need help, reach out to Chaddock, 4T's on Instagram, Shane Earn, or call the toll-free number here. We'll answer the call, and we're here.
Yeah, you can click.
Yeah, we're
you
here.
can click to call on
Click
the
to call, yeah,
Hopeaholics-
man.
On the Hopeaholics.
Yeah, man. It don't matter. We don't care what time it is.
This is how our podcasts go. Just so you know, he's
Yeah.
constantly talking over me.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Never.
What do you guys think? Is it?
I just
annoying?
love everything and everybody.
awesome.
All right. Well, we have
Next week, 6 o'clock.
next week 6 o'clock. We have a
I just did it on purpose.
we have a special guest. So
Who do we have?
Jordan.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So everybody come and support Jordan.
Come hither.
Yeah. So
All right.
That's
No one
it
wants to
for now.
leave. Look at this. Everyone's still here smiling. Go another hour? What do you fucking say? Yeah, baby. Yeah,
I always love the pictures. I want to see who's on the other
Who's
side.
behind the glasses and yellow
Well,
shirt?
I know who's behind the two fingers.
AC. We know
Yeah,
AC's over
AC.
there.
That's
We got Jackson Schofield,
I know Jackson.
You do.
Alicia Ortiz. Oh, and then we have
We have somebody who just graduated from college right
Yeah.
there.
Then we have a lady with black hair or brown, shoulder length. Tracy Swanson.
All right, y'all.
All right. You guys have a beautiful night. We'll see
Very
you
much
next Tuesday.
appreciate. Oh no, wait! Don't we pray out?
Oh, that's
remember?
right. That's
Don't
right.
forget.
That's right.
All right.
Prayer.
A couple people left right before the prayer.
That's
never,
right.
never want to leave 5 minutes before the miracle
That's right.
happens.
Yeah. Here's the
Right.
miracle.
If you're going through the storm, just keep going
Yeah.
because you're that close to the
Yeah.
miracle.
Straight
All right,
up.
God,
Grant me the serenity
grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change,
the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Yeah, baby.
Amen.
Yeah,
See you guys
amen.
next
Thanks, guys.
next
Thank
week.
you guys for having me.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Appreciate it.